Doing, my name is Paul McLeish and I'm here to basically tell you about this awesome tent, a Tasmanian 2, and it is a 4-season tent and it's made by Alps Mountaineering. The reason I want to tell you about this tent is I've had it about 4 years and I just think it'd be really good to put on our YouTube site. I've had this thing in -10 conditions, snow, ice, high winds in Glencoe Scotland, you name it, and it's really a great tent to have. So without further ado, let me put this together for you. I'm going to start by just pegging it out first of all, and we'll take it from there. Alright, so the first thing I've done is basically peg the tent out. As you can see, it's a pretty big tent. You've got 2 doors, you've got one this side and you've got another one this side. And the trick to this tent is literally making sure that it's tight. You can't have it loose. If you see any of these tents that's sagging loose, it hasn't been put up correctly. Remember, the tighter it is, the better it's going to be in rain and also wind. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the skeleton up, the skeleton poles, and I'll show you how that's done. Alright, so there's 2 sets of poles basically that helps put this tent up. The first one is all elasticated together. I had to practice that word. And basically that's it, and it's all going to basically become a skeleton here. The second part is a bar that's going to go over the top. So, and this all breaks down to literally 12-inch pieces, so it's easy to pack. So we have the first pole in place, which I was showing you. This is the second pole, and these poles just literally fit. If you can just show whether the poles fit there, there's like 2 little grommets that they just pop in there. The grommets are basically, the inner grommet is for high winds when you got the tent really tight, and the other grommets just for, like, feels like, it's absolutely beautiful. So once you pop that in, you will see the actual skeleton of the tent starting to build, right? And then the really cool thing about this tent is, then all you're doing is you're just going to clip it up. Just clip the tent up like so. And you can see the tent starting to literally pull together. There you go. That's how you should say to me when I was a kid. Pull yourself together, son. When things got bad, and I guess it means this. I don't know. Sounds good. So this is me pulling myself together with my tent. And you see, it's actually a pretty big tent. This is a 2-man tent, I'll be real honest. You can probably get like 2 and a bit in this thing, mainly because there's some fantastic storage spaces in this. It's one of the most generous storage space tents I've ever seen. That is the inner living space. If you want to just come over here a little bit, you can actually see, before I start putting the whole tent together, you can actually see how big this is. Pardon me, it's a bit dirty because I've got to just come back from Scotland. But as you see, it's pretty large here. And you've got one door here, and at the other side we have the other door. Hey everybody, watching the tent. Right, so a few cool features about this tent before I put the outer portion of the tent on. You have a big hook here, and it's like this for 2 reasons. First of all, it brings the two pole sections together, but the other thing as well is it actually acts as a support for this here. These are your 2 vents here, right? But the thing is, you're going to find out inside you can actually store like cameras, and so there's actually storage space here, so you can actually store cameras, hang a light, all this type of good stuff right here, hence the support. Really good idea. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the outer shell on, and the outer shell is going to create some awesome vestibules, and you're going to get to see what the tent should look like when it's all put together. Alright, so the next cool thing is the vestibule doors. As you can see, it's looking a bit like a monster at the moment because it's not totally pegged out, but the front and back vestibules have doors. That's what these are for. And when you put the doors together, it's important to note that the actual areas where these go into the tent are actually on the inside of the tent. When I first started putting this together way back in the day, I was like, how the heck does it go up? And it's actually right inside here. And you can see just inside, this is where the tent poles go, right there. Thanks Lisa. Lisa is our camera person for the day. Got to be politically correct there, camera person. Alright. And you just simply slot them in, and then what happens is, it's fairly tough material this. All of the stats for the little tent material and so on, I'm actually going to put in a link underneath this. And we should be coming out from there. There you go. And you can see the tent starting to form a tent door. And these doors just pop into the little island side to side. We're putting this up in Florida, and it's a lovely hot day. Alrighty, and that's it. You can see the tent door starting to take shape. When we pull it out, you'll see the tent door. Let me finish putting the rest of the tent up, and you will see the finished product. Here we have it. The tent is all put up here. Tasmania 2-man tent. Trick to this tent, and again I've had it up in. I did a 2-week winter camp in Scotland, and I've also done the West Highland Way twice with this thing, which is a 95-mile hike. You've got to keep it taut. It's got to be taut. You can't have this loose. I've seen a few tents online where it's loose and saggy. If it's loose and saggy, you might as well just wear a plastic background. It's not going to work. So this tent needs to be basically put together like this. It's going to be impervious to rain and wind. Great. The only downside of this tent is A, you'll trip over it sometimes, and B, it is heavy. It weighs about 7.5 pounds. However, if there's two of you, you can split the weight up. And to be real honest, as I say, I did a 2-week in this, and it's just about redistributing, which is easy for me to say, the weight. And I had no problem at all with it. I mean, I woke up, this thing was covered in ice and I was totally warm. Let me show you the inside. Inside, what I love about this tent is pretty darn cool. First of all, it's huge. Okay. The first thing is you've got vestibules. You get your first vestibule here, which just simply clips back here. You can just close it over like that. There's also another one down here. And as you can see, you have a huge space right here for storage and for putting equipment and stuff. It's massive. I mean, you can put your boots here, you can have your cook here and so on. It's great. There's also places inside the tent which I'll show you in a sec for hanging up here. So that's the first vestibule. Follow me to the back here. Mind the guy lines here, cameraman. And you've got the back vestibule, okay? And this one, like the front, you can tie the back if you want, okay? Whereas as you can see, you've also got a great area here for storing your backpacks. I've had 2 65-litre backpacks in here, and it's been wonderful, you know? So let me just unhook the door here for you, and I'll take you inside. Alrighty, so going inside the tent, you'll find you've got a ton of room. That thing hanging there is actually it's actually a little support pocket I put stuff in. So please forgive that. Along the side, you've got plenty of room for putting things in. Okay, it's absolutely huge inside, and this is what I was telling you about earlier on. It's your vents, opens it up to your vents at the top, and you can also store stuff in there as well. It's a little storage space as well. Oh, there you go. I've got it on you now. There you go. That's pretty cool. So you see, it's a massive tent. Hey, camera person. Where's my camera person? Could you just hold that, and I'm just going to lie out and show these people how big this tent is. If you want to just put it inside. As far as sitting up, let me just take this down. As far as sitting up, you can see I've got bags of headroom. I've got at least a foot of headroom above me here. And as far as lying down, I'm 5'10", and I've got at least a foot. It's about a 6.5 6'8" long, and width is great. It's wonderful. So you can easily get 2 people in here. I'll be real honest with you. I can't say enough about this tent. It's really good, other than the fact that it's a little bit heavy. If you want to go out in the winter, you want to go out in the fall, it's just a really good tent to depend on. So a little trick of this tent. These tents all clip in. They've got clips, and you've got to clip them in. The other thing as well is all of the poles go into little grommets, like a little area. What is it? Pole here. You can see you've got two little grommets and just pin in through here. But the real trick is you've got to keep this thing tight. It has to be tight. That is pretty much what you want right there. It is going to blow around. I had it in Glencoe. I think it was like 65-mile-an-hour winds one day, and it flopped around as all tents do. But it didn't care. The next day I was fine, warm and toasty. So anyway, that's my little overview of the Alps Mountaineering. Forgot the name of the tent.
Tasmanian.
The Tasmanian tent. Tasmania 2 tent. It's pretty hot here in Florida at the moment. I mean, look at that. It's only been out here 10 minutes. It's about 90 degrees or something. But again, I can't say enough about this tent. Hope you enjoyed it. It was fun doing it. I'll see you out there on the trail.